Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello everyone, welcome to Primetime Local News, Tuesday edition of the big show. Lise joins me here today. Gerard is off for tonight, so you're filling in for
everybody.
Everyone, yeah. We have lots of good content on the show tonight. Our question of the day is, how often do you eat out? We want to know, and then of course lots of cannabis talk today because officially in about less than 24 hours, it's going to be legal here in the country. And then you have Beyond the Boards in sports today.
Yeah, I do. So tomorrow is Hockey Hooky Day, which is really exciting. So all these kids in the school are going to go watch the game in the middle of the day.
I wish I could do something like that as a kid. Maybe we can take work off and go watch some hockey. It's a good idea. But right now we're going to go check in with Brittany to see where she's at for tonight's show.
Tonight, I'm going to be live at Crispin Shoes. We're taking a look at some fall fashion trends that are going to be new for 2018. Although the weather is brisk outside, we want to still be keeping warm and looking cute, embracing some new colors, a variety of layers, and different trends. Vanessa is going to take us through that over the next couple hours during our broadcast. But right now, we're going to head back over to the studio and check in with Elise to find out what's going on in local news.
Awesome. Thank you, Brittany. Tomorrow, cannabis becomes legal across Canada. Lloydminster City Council has been preparing for legalization over the past several months, and the next step was determining how cannabis business license fees should be spent. The $1,500 fee for cannabis shops in the border city was determined in June. Council set the fee above normal business licenses in preparation for more expenses after legalization. A motion was put forward and passed at Council to allocate those funds to be used for public safety costs.
It's going to be likely training and capital items, but the reality is the fee is not going to cover those in the first year. So I think we're going to have to look at this in the long term and see what kind of revenues we're getting from the provincial governments to kind of make an assessment of when is it the right time to start maybe directing some of the funds towards education.
The Alberta government announced this week they would be putting forward $11.2 million for municipality public safety initiatives. And now we're going to head back to Brittany, who is at Crimson Shoes today.
Vanessa Matthews joins me now of Crispin Shoes, and we are talking fall fashion and some of the newest trends. So we have a model who's going to come out and show us a little bit of what's new for this fall. So what do we have here, Vanessa?
This is Morgan, and she is modeling our buffalo plaid jacket, which is a big trend for fall this year. And she also has our backpack, so if you want to twirl, this is by Pixie Mood, which is also a Canadian brand based out of Toronto, which is vegan leather. And she also has our rust color ballet flats on. They're suede leather by Chinese Laundry, and rust is also a very popular color in for fall as well. And she's just paired it with basic black jeans and a black t-shirt. It's very easy with buffalo plaid that you can pair it with any solid color for fall as well.
And now, sometimes color is a hard thing for fall fashion. How can we try to get more color, and what colors are trending for fall to make us feel in season?
So you're going to see a lot of mustard yellow. You're going to see your wine colors as well. It also is on skin tones. So certain colors you can pull off, and then other colors you can't. To play it safe, black is always a good color. Gray is also a nice neutral color as well. But like honestly, burgundy is one of those universal colors, like the wine color. It goes with most people's skin tones.
Perfect. Well, thanks for sharing that information with us, Vanessa. And we're going to have more coming up from Vanessa later on in the show and show you a few more fall looks. But right now, we're going to head back over to the studio and check in with Michaela to find out what's going on in this week's forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Brittany. Well, I have some great news. We are going to be significantly above the average starting tomorrow. Currently sitting at 10 degrees, cloudy in the area, but that is going to dissipate over the next few days. As we look to our satellite radar, not a whole lot of activity, just some cloud cover over the region throughout the day. And then as we look to our watches and warnings, none in effect, as we are going to be very warm starting tomorrow. 10 degrees currently in Lloydminster. 18 in Edmonton. That's the same story in Edson. Jasper, 20 degrees in Rocky Mountain House. Very warm. 15 up in Athabasca. A little bit cooler over in Saskatchewan. 8 degrees in North Battleford, 9 in Saskatoon, 7 degrees in Melfort, and 8 in Prince Albert. And as we look to our numbers across the region, currently sitting at 1 degree in North Battleford. Overnight dropping to -1. Those clouds are going to dissipate tomorrow. A mix of sun and clouds and a high of 17 degrees. So that's a 16-degree up from what we're seeing currently. It's definitely going to feel significantly warmer. Cold Lake currently sitting at 8 degrees, overnight dipping down to 0. And then tomorrow, a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 15 degrees. And then here in Lloydminster, 10 degrees currently. We've actually gone up a degree. We're sitting at 9 for most of the day. And then overnight dropping down to 1 degree. And tomorrow, a high of 17 degrees, which is much below or above the average rather, because our average for this time of the year is 11 and -1 for the low. So tomorrow, mix of sun and cloud. We could be between 16 to 18 degrees, depending on the sunshine. And then Thursday, a high of 13, so we're cooling down just a little bit more, but we still are above the averages. 3 degrees for the low there. And then Friday, sunshine and a high of 10 degrees and 0. And I'll have more details and see if this trend will last coming up a little bit later in the show.
Alberta Health Services are looking for Indigenous Albertans to join their Wisdom Council. The council, made up of a group of volunteers from across the province who represent Indigenous, Inuit and Métis communities to help guide Alberta Health Services.
We're really looking for membership across the province. We're looking for individuals who have an interest in healthcare, an interest in helping to grow Alberta Health Services in terms of health literacy and cultural understanding.
Your group meets 5 times a year, and a healthcare background is not necessary to join the group.
You know, they don't really need to have any healthcare background or experience. We're really looking for Indigenous people, obviously, to be on the Wisdom Council because they bring that experience as, you know, a consumer of healthcare services.
To inquire about volunteering, you can email Indigenous Health Program at ahs.ca. And the RM of Wilton has made a generous donation to the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation. As our Cassandra Hormsby reports, the money will be put towards 2 local health initiatives.
The RM donated a total of $150,000 to the Health Foundation. $50,000 will go towards the new helipad, with the other $100,000 being donated to Project Sunrise. The money is not coming from taxpayers, but will be coming from their Community Development Fund. The RM found this donation to be fitting for 2 major reasons.
The first reason is because we are robust both in agriculture and also in the oil. And in both of those things, there is a risk to individual injury. We've got high traffic counts. We've got a lot of industry where people are in harm's way mechanically. And of course, then the STARS and the whole idea of a helipad makes perfect sense to be able to help those people out when there are some accidents that will occur.
The mental health initiative is also another important aspect, as many residents have been impacted mentally by the ups and downs of the oil field.
But the reality is that a lot of people have been very hard hit in this last thing, and that brings on mental stresses that are sometimes overwhelming. And we do see a number of patients in Lloydminster that have to travel away from Lloydminster. We're hoping with Project Sunrise to have some of those be able to stay more local, have family support, those kinds of things.
The addition of a helipad will ensure faster response times and also give access to those living in remote areas.
If you look at our name, it is the Lloydminster Region Health Foundation. So it's great to see rural municipalities participating, because Lloydminster Hospital and the other medical facilities here don't just support the city of Lloydminster, it's the whole region.
For Primetime Local News, I'm Cassandra Hornsby.
The local Knights of Columbus chapter is looking to the community for donations to the island of Haiti. The island nation is still recovering from 5.9 magnitude earthquake that killed at least 12 and injured over 188 people. With support from the local Catholic parish, the Knights of Columbus are aiming to fill this trailer with household supplies.
But to me, I guess success is at least helping out. We plan on making this a bit of an annual thing. So looking in the fall time of this time frame is when we would be looking at obviously running a little bit of a drive of this nature.
Suggested donations include kitchen supplies, personal hygiene supplies, clothes, sports and water bottles, and French books. Donations are being collected at St. Anthony's Catholic Church during regular office hours until Friday, October 19th. And now we're going to take a look at your stock market prices for today. Welcome back. Taking a look at our agriculture news for today. Alberta beef producers are looking at an increase in their check-off dollars. Gerard Lampow tells us that the vote is now on the fall meeting across the province.
The future course of Alberta beef is in the hands of producers. Charlie Christie is upbeat as the industry group is holding a plebiscite this fall on changes to their check-off dollars.
Producers can vote to decide if the checkoff should be refundable or become non-refundable between October 19th and November 13th of 2018. They can do so at one of our 27 Alberta beef producer fall meetings around the province.
News of the autumn vote was circulated in June, but as the fall meetings are on, producers can vote online, through the mail, or in person.
Producers have the opportunity now to decide how their commission should be funded, and the industry has a chance to invest another approximately $2.5 million annually into strategic projects that just will make our industry stronger.
Christie and industry brass are striking a positive chord.
In the event of a successful plebiscite, we'll see the creation of the Alberta Beef Industry Development Fund with approximately $1.4 million going into that fund. This fund would support our beef industry through strategic investments of producer checkoff dollars in research, tech transfer, market development, education, consumer advocacy, and industry collaboration between industry organizations.
There's concern as the vote will still have to be approved by the Alberta government. The checkoff fee is currently $4.50 per head, with $2 being refundable.
If you want any more information or a further breakdown of how the checkoff dollars would be used if it becomes non-refundable, contact your ABP office or elected representative for a further breakdown.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
That's it for agricultural news. Sports is up next, but first we're going to take a look at those egg prices.
City Center Auto Body is proud to offer the paintless dent removal system. This works by going behind the panel, working out small dents. Lloydminster's trusted auto body shop for over 35 years.
Well, Hockey Hookie Day is coming back to the border city tomorrow afternoon as hundreds of kids will fill the Civic Center to watch the Lloydminster Bobcats take on the Sherwood Park Crusaders. In this week's Beyond the Boards, Josh Ryan looks at the excitement from the players into the contest.
It's a relaxed atmosphere in the Civic on another regular day of practice before everything changes around noon tomorrow.
It was awesome. That atmosphere was great. All the kids are into it. The guys are into it.
The players who weren't a part of the event last year are arguably even more excited.
I've heard a lot of stories that the entire rink's packed with screaming kids and they're on their feet the whole game, and I heard it's a pretty awesome atmosphere.
It's that type of atmosphere that athletes love, a building full of screaming fans trying to provide the home team an advantage.
It's a lot more fun to play the game when you got fans screaming and stuff like that, so yeah, for sure I'm excited.
It's also unique outside of the game for the players, who serve as role models to many of the kids in attendance, something local members of the team know all too well.
I remember when the Bobcats would come and
talk to us at schools when I was in grade 5, and they're always a big role model to me, so it's great being to do that for them now. Not many guys actually get the opportunity to play in their hometown, so when I found out I did get that opportunity, it meant a lot to me.
And that makes this game that much more important after a poor performance against Sherwood Park last week.
We didn't play our best hockey, so hopefully we could show up and get a 60-minute effort this game and show the kids a good hockey game.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
Beyond the Boards is brought to you by City Center Auto Body. At City Center Auto Body, they can fix anything, now on both sides of the border.
And now we're going to head back to Brittany, who is at Crispin Shoes today.
Vanessa joins me again, and we're at Crispin Shoes taking a look at some different fall fashion looks. Now we have something different to show this time. It's a little bit of a shorter jacket, isn't that right?
Yes, that's right. So this is Ashley, and she's modeling our Jack by BB Dakota short bomber jackets. And then if we sneak this off, I apologize here. So she has a sweater by Black Tape, so it's a cold shoulder sweater, and this is also in winter white. Cold shoulder is still able to be worn for fall and winter time. It's great to be layered with a jacket like we did. She's also wearing a high-waisted jean, and it's tucked in. And then we have our leopard print ballet flats by Chinese Laundry. Now we're going to talk a little bit about animal print because that is also a big trend for fall. You're also going to see it in a snake print as well, in ankle boots, ballet flats. So that's one of the key pieces that I would really suggest for fall would be something in the animal print.
And now layering is definitely something in fall that we would do. So adding something like a simple suede jacket can just give you that extra layer.
Exactly. Yes. And then this one is very versatile as well. It's easy to dress up. You can dress it down like we had Ashley in the pair of jeans. You layer it with a scarf. You can throw just a cute little toque with it. You can wear it with sneakers. It's a very versatile piece.
Perfect. Well, thank you for sharing all that information with us, Vanessa. And we're going to have more fall looks coming up a little bit later on in the show. But right now, we're going to head back over to the studio and check in with Michaela to find out what's going on in weather.
All right. Thank you so much, Brittany. Fortunately, not a whole lot going in weather other than really great numbers, which is always a good sign, especially for our farmers out there. Look at this beautiful shot, though, a beautiful fall shot sent to us by Zach. If you have any photos of the weather you'd like to see here on Primetime Local News, make sure you do send them in to us. We'd love to showcase them here in our weather segment. Looking at our current temperature is really, really warm across the map. 10 degrees here in Lloydminster, 12 in Vermilion, 15 in Vegreville, and then even warmer at 18 degrees in Edmonton. Moving up the map, 11 in St. Paul, 11 degrees in Bonnyville. Quite warm, definitely above the seasonal averages. 12 degrees in Maidstone, 8 in St. Walburg, 8 as well in Meadow Lake, and then 8 degrees in North Battleford. As we move a little bit up north, a little cooler, 1 degree in La Ronge, -3 in Flin Flon, and then -3 in South End there. And then as we move over into the Alberta side, significantly warmer, 20 degrees in Grand Prairie, 18 degrees in Peace River, and then 11 degrees in Slave Lake and 4 degrees in Fort McMurray. And as we move down south, look at these numbers, 19 degrees in Lethbridge, 19 in Medicine Hat, 15 in Banff, 19 in Calgary. The averages for this time of the year are 11 degrees, so everywhere is significantly warmer. 9 degrees in Moose Jaw, 8 degrees in Estevan. And then as we look to our numbers for tomorrow, gonna reach a high of 16, possibly 17 here in the border cities, 17 degrees in Maidstone, 17 in North Battleford, and then as we move over into Alberta, 18 degrees in Vegreville for tomorrow and 18 degrees in Edmonton. As we look to our school day forecast, not going to really need a heavy jacket for those kids tomorrow. At 8 a.m., going to be about 3 degrees. The cloud cover is going to dissipate throughout the day. Recess about 6 degrees. Lunchtime, a high of 11 degrees. Partly cloudy at that time, but by the time the kids head home, 16 degrees. We have not seen these numbers in weeks. Looking to our 7-day forecast, averages for this time of the year are 11 and -1 for the low. As we look across the map, we're pretty much above or on average until about next Monday. So for our 7 days, Tomorrow, high of 16, 1 degree for the low, partly cloudy. That's going to continue into Thursday, dropping a little bit, 13 for the high on Thursday, 3 degrees for the low. Friday, cooling down a little bit, 10 degrees, so we're a little bit below the average there, but lots of sunshine, 0 for the low there. Saturday, clouds are going to start to come back, 13 degrees for the high, -1 for the low, and then Sunday, 11 degrees. So it's going to be a really great weekend. And then as we move into next week's work week, 9 degrees on Monday and Tuesday, and lots of sunshine. So not a whole lot of news going on in the weather forecast, but this is definitely some good news for our farmers who are looking to get their combines out and get those their grain in the bin. So that's been a look at your 7-day forecast, and I'm glad it's good news.
And now we're going to head back to Brittany, who is at Crispin Shoes.
And we're back at Crispin Shoes talking fall fashion, and our next model is coming out in a color that I think a lot of people are maybe scared to wear.
So this is mustard. Now this color, as scary as it might be, is a universal color. So when I say that, I mean whether you're a blonde, brunette, or redhead, you can pull off this color. So Kennedy is wearing it with a pair of jeans. They're a distressed denim, and she's got this one cuffed. The reason for cuffing is because of this ankle boot trend right now. So this ankle boot is a suede one by Chinese Laundry, and it has a little cutout on the side, which is also another trend that you're seeing currently right now. So with mustard, it's also going to be a color that is going to carry us into spring. So that tells us that you have longevity with this piece. This blouse is also great to be worn to work, or you could also wear it for a date night as well.
And so what kinds of things could you pair this with if you wanted to dress it up and wear it in the workplace?
So with this style, you could do it with black leggings, and it's nice and long so your butt is also covered for work as well, which is important. You can also pull it off with plaid too.
That's really interesting. And you also mentioned it carrying into spring. So what kinds of colors can we buy now to purchase in our wardrobe that will get us through to spring?
Gray is also another go-to. I treat it like black. Like it's a neutral color, it goes with everything. The rust color, you're going to also see a little bit of that going into spring as well.
Perfect. Well, thanks for sharing those tips with us. And we're going to have more from Vanessa coming up later on in the show. But right now, we're going to head back over to the studio and check in with Michaela to find out what's going on in our social media trends.
All right, well, a lot of the talk on social media is talking about cannabis, but we wanted to, I mean, it could be cannabis related, it's just how often do you eat out?
Right.
So, and I think the numbers are probably gonna go up once cannabis is legal. Yeah, so that was what the question that we asked all of you today, and a lot of people are actually saying we used to a lot more, but ever since the economy went down, maybe once a month. I feel like that's really low. I wish I only ate out once a month. I ate out 7 days a week.
Yeah, I used to be a lot worse, and I think I recently, just with the bills and how expensive it is, that I just kind of decided maybe I'll cut back. I still have to go to the grocery store pretty much every day after work to get something, but at least it's not just ordering and picking up. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Kevin Jock says he's too often, but he tries his best, and I feel like that's where I stand as well. But like always, you do have time to weigh in on our question of the day. Let us know how often you eat out on Facebook or Twitter. We'd love to hear your answers and maybe some of your favorite places to eat.
Yeah.
That would be nice. I'm always looking for some options. But now it is time for our Pet of the Day segment. We have had over 1,000 entries. So bear with us. We're trying to get everyone's pets up there, but there's a lot of pets. So here we go. Here are today's entries. So this is Spots. So
very fitting name.
Yeah,
obviously.
very fitting name. Super cute. Chewing on a minion there. That was sent to us by Candace. So thank you for sending that in. This is Abby. Abby is a hairless cat. Sunbathing, it looks like, and that was sent to us by Tara. Super cute. This is Max, and this was sent to us by Spelt like Daniel, but I believe it's Danielle. Super cute. Looks like he's the king of the castle there. And then next we have Yoshi. This is an adorable picture.
Those ears.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
So cute. I wonder what kind of dog that is.
Yeah.
And then last but certainly not least, Luann.
Interesting.
Has a pet owl named Hooter.
Wow.
Very
Well, I mean,
fitting.
the name, obviously.
Yeah, if you have a pet owl, it needs to be named Hooter. Super cute there. If you have a pet of the day you would like to showcase here on Primetime Local News, make sure you send it to us. Make sure you include your pet's name. And if you are chosen to be shown here on Primetime Local News, your name will then be entered for a Pet Pad gift card giveaway.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
We've been through a variety of fall fashion looks and how to layer up with a variety of different sweaters and jackets and some different things to keep us on trend this fall. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to be heading over to actually one of the new dispensaries in town, as tomorrow, as you all know, is the legalization of marijuana in Canada. So it will be an interesting day. Tune in then. We're going to have an update for you on what everything cannabis going on in Lloydminster. But right now, we're going to head back over to the studio and check in with them.
All right, taking a look at our 7-day forecast, a lot of really great numbers coming up. So 16 degrees tomorrow. We haven't seen this in seems like months. Thursday will be a high of 13 degrees, and then Friday, sunshine and 10 degrees. Our averages are 11 degrees, so we are going to be mostly on or above the average for most of this 7-day forecast. Saturday going to be 13 degrees, Sunday 11, and then Monday and Tuesday a high of 9 degrees and plenty of sunshine. Yeah, so and tomorrow we will have a very, I guess, special show because historic day here in Canada. Marijuana will be legalized. We will be live on location from a dispensary, and we will also be talking to community members about the ins and outs of pot legislation. So definitely join us tomorrow for all of that information. It's going to be a day, yes, quite the day. So yes, we look forward to that, and always do weigh in on our question of the day. We always post that. And if you have a pet, make sure you send us in those pet photos.
Absolutely.
We'd love to see them. Anyways, we're gonna leave it there, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you right here tomorrow.